But the fight is over, and it is a record-breaking victory for the US here in Wisconsin.
It's my honor to introduce our 2023 US Ryder Cup captain, Jack Johnson.
Breaking news, it is Luke Donald who will captain Europe for the first time in Rome 2023.
Pinching myself, knowing that I'm the captain, leading the European side.
I'm excited to be here in 2023. I cannot wait.
Legends are always made in every Ryder Cup. Today is another important step in the journey. I'm announcing my 6 wildcard picks to complete the 12-man team. And it really went down to the wire, the last tournament, the last putt, until I really still had some decisions to make. We have 12 strong guys, 12 fearless golfers that will be ready to write their own chapter in this amazing history of the Ryder Cup.
This competition has caused an interest beyond anything we ever dreamt of.
It started in 1927 and you go all the way through to 1979. You've only got a handful of Great Britain and Ireland victories because the vast majority of them were just so one-sided. It wasn't sufficient a contest.
Presenting the trophy to an American yet again.
And then when Europe came on board in 1979, you actually had a big enough entity to take on the might of America.
We believe that this will lead to greater competition and will soon end the long run of successes that the Americans have enjoyed in recent years.
81 was my first Ryder Cup, and allegedly they say that was the greatest American team put out. Certainly to that time it was. I think there was 10 major winners in the team, and one of the other 2 went on to win a major. So it was rather daunting, to say the least. But just something new, something so special was coming.
There was a perfect storm in the 1980s where a group of the world's best players happened to be European. So you had Seve Ballesteros from Spain, you had Bernhard Langer from Germany, and then Britain actually had great talents as well. Sir Nick Faldo, Sandy Lyle, Ian Woosnam, all among the very, very best players in the world. So they all came together at the same time to suddenly make this formidable European unit, but they were still the underdogs.
87 in Muirfield Village. It was the first time Olazábal and Seve were together. Langer and Lyle, Woosie and Faldo. They could actually just play them on their own and beaten them. Won enough points. They were magnificent.
The brotherhood of Seve and Jose, I think, is something that sticks out in my mind as like the turning of the Ryder Cup or the changing of the guard, or, you know, Europe being really able to take it to the Americans. I think Seve and Jose kind of started that trend.
The first time I met Seve, I was 17 years old, and he called me to play a charity match at his home course in Pedreña. Obviously, he was a star. He was one of the best players we had in Europe at the time, but at the same time, he was like a friend to me, like a big brother, my mentor, and that made me feel kind of relaxed being on his side. So I think that's how I felt that first time playing with him.
Never bad. And Seve is quite extraordinary, and things are really hotting up.
They played with a ferocity and a synergy that I don't think we'd ever seen before, and there are just fantastic images of them reading putts together, just acting as one. They had each other's back. You know, that kind of spirit then galvanizes the rest of the team, but just the broad statistics of a combination, there was nothing better.
This is not a very simple shot here. Very fast going down the hill there, just a little slope away from him. Wonderful shot.
Seve said, "Wait up."
They took it to the Americans and show and prove to the rest of the European team that, you know, we can do this.
Well, I have to say that I wasn't prepared, or at least I didn't expect what I saw in '87. It was extraordinary.
There it was. Let history show that that was it, to put them at 14 and a half.
First time ever Europe won in American soil. Everybody was over the moon, everybody was happy.
Seve Ballesteros is revered as Mr. Ryder Cup in many respects because he was the European equivalent to Arnold Palmer in terms of his charisma and how engaged he was with fans, the way that he played, the magical short game.
Oh, he's holding. Well, would you believe it?
There was no such thing as a lost cause as far as Seve was concerned, and that tapped into the spirit that Europe had for the Ryder Cup to try and beat the great United States every time that they turned up. So he was an absolute inspiration. And then, of course, Seve was made captain for 1997, and that was a landmark because that was the first time that the Ryder Cup had been staged in continental Europe, in Valderrama, in Spain, and they all wanted to do it for Seve.
There's no grey area in the Ryder Cup. You win or you lose. And this was only one result that we were thinking about. There was no way that we could allow Seve to lose the Ryder Cup. Everything was done for the win for Seve.
Legends are always made in every Ryder Cup, and that will be no difference. I just hope there will be European legends. Obviously, I'm hoping for 12 heroes in Rome, but there are certainly examples of guys that probably overperform relative to who they are.
It's a team of 12 in the Ryder Cup, and both teams have had instances where they've had maybe 8, 9 household names, and then the other 3 have played their way into the team, and they are then put right into a spotlight that they never ever encounter week in, week out in their tour golf.
There's no one that's going to make the team that's going to be obscure, but they might announce themselves to the world. And they get on the Ryder Cup team and they go and they win 3 or 4 points, and all of a sudden it's like, this is it.
Out of the shadows come the heroes.
2002, Philip Price. Gentle, mild-mannered man from Wales.
Oh, it's a beautiful shot. Man from Pontypridd.
Suddenly, he's got a vital singles match against the mighty Phil Mickelson.
He has putted so well today, but it's down the hill, it's difficult. But he's got the line, and he's made a birdie.
And he beats him.
And Philip Price beats Phil Mickelson, the world #2.
And he's pumping the air, and he's holding the putts, and he gets the job done.
It changed my life probably 20 years ago. Always going to be remembered for that. It was actually a really good thing, because I think if I'd had a bad Ryder Cup, it could have been the end of my career, actually, I think. Pushed my career forward, to be honest. It's a fine line. I think I could have gone either way with that. That Ryder Cup could have been the end of me or the making of me.
And then it falls on Paul McGinley to hold the winning putt on the 18th green at the Belfry.
This to win the cup.
Who, by his own admission, was a scrapper. You know, he won some decent tournaments, but he never really contended in the majors. He was never a superstar. But God, he was gritty. And he got over that putt and he holed it.
He's holed it. Europe have won back the Ryder Cup.
It was like having a bottle of champagne, and that's how I felt inside. All the fizz, everything is kind of gurgling inside. And then you shake that bottle of champagne, and then it's 50 times fizzier, and it's just ready to explode. And as the putt went in, that's what it was like. That's the sensation I had, that the cork came off, and just an explosion of sheer joy and euphoria.
Someone's in the pool. The ducks are getting a bit of a fright there.
He jumped into the lake with his teammates hugging him, and some of the most enduring images that the Ryder Cup has ever generated.
I was so far off form there and yet performed very well. I guess that's what the Ryder Cup does. It rises your level too. It was something special.
These aren't the titans, these aren't the superstars of the sport, but for those Sundays, they suddenly get all the headlines. It's funny, the Ryder Cup gives you that opportunity to become a superstar.
Everyone should strive to be a part of the Ryder Cup. It's the best feeling in the world. Everyone hopefully will win individual titles and do great things in the game as an individual, but nothing beats the feeling as winning a Ryder Cup as a part of that team.
The plan is to win with my 12 teammates, my 5 vice captains, all the staff that have helped along the road, and all the fans cheering us on.
Today, I'm going to enter a conference and explain how I'm making the 6 guys that earn their way on this team. I'm going to complete this team and make it whole with 6 picks.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2023 United States Ryder Cup Captain's Picks News Conference.
Experience is a factor, but as we've seen, stats will show it, that it's probably not the overwhelming factor. What I've seen with the rookies is pure energy, excitement. 3 of them earn their way in the team. I'm not too concerned about them. These guys know what they're doing. The competency is not an issue.
Rookies can make a big difference to a Ryder Cup team. And they come in and people will say, oh, they've got four rookies, they've got 6 rookies, oh, they're no experience, you need experience at the Ryder Cup. Nonsense, nonsense. Rookies come in inspired. They're in the team for one reason and one reason only. They're playing really, really well. So they should be underestimated at your peril. And I mean, you think of Nicholas Colsaerts at Medina, extraordinary.
Sometimes we don't know what we're made of until we're put under extreme pressure, you know? Turns a coal into a diamond, right? And Nicholas, he was one of those players that just stood up, smashed it.
Brilliant. What a start from Colsaerts.
Took it to the Americans as well. Wasn't scared of the situation.
Colsaerts. He's got another one.
I have to take my hat off to Nicolas' performance because it was really, really remarkable what he did, especially playing against Tiger. Don't forget that, because, you know, Tiger is a figure that can really impress anybody.
Look at this. What a shot.
The way that I look back at 2012 in Medina, it's still to this day, there's probably not a day I don't think about it.
Oh, fantastic stuff from Nick Colsaerts.
It's probably the thing that has had the most impact on who I am, who I became.
What a performance this by the Ryder Cup rookie. Fantastic.
Nicola, I think he did extraordinarily well. I think the way he performed is something very special, very unique, especially for a rookie.
Not again. Not again. Unbelievable stuff from Nicholas Colsaerts.
Not a lot of people get to live their dreams. I was able to live my dreams, and I was able to flourish on such an incredible stage like that. And when I look at where I come from and the story of my life, there was not a lot of chances of that happening. But I'm so glad it happened, because I'm still get recognized for that unbelievable day in Medina.
What was it they say about there are no famous Belgians? There is now.
I'll implore the rookies to take it all in, to enjoy it. I want to create an atmosphere for all 12, obviously, to have the best week of their lives. But for a rookie, it's a new experience.
And so we can start to think about who might complement those guys. Who would match better in 4-balls, who would match better in foursomes, figuring out how we can best pair the guys up and get the most out of them.
I think every successful pairing has to have a chemistry. And that chemistry can be different. In some cases it can be, well, he doesn't like him and he doesn't like the other. But I'll put them together because they'll try and beat each other, and they're two really good golfers. And in a 4-ball, that means that we're guaranteed to get a really good score on every hole. Simple as that. Patrick Reed and Jordan Spieth springs to mind as a successful partnership that fell into that category. But more often than not, there will be a common thread, and it will either be a very deep friendship or nationality. Seve and Olazábal, obvious. But they all have a real mutual respect, and then you have really good friends, and you think of Tommy Fleetwood and Francesco Molinari. And Molinari was arguably the best player in the world at the time. He just won the Open. Fleetwood was a rookie. They came together in Paris, and they won 4 out of 4.
We went out, the last group on Friday morning. Team Europe were actually having a shocker, really. We were down in all the matches. Fran actually got us back in the match. He birdied 11 and 12.
We obviously won a point that first morning, against Tiger and Patrick Reed, and yeah, Tommy held those 2 putts on 15 and 16, the first match that seemed to turn around the momentum, not only for us, but for the whole team.
It was pretty seamless on that Friday afternoon, which was such a cool feeling. And yeah, by the time we'd come off, we got told that they were calling us Mollywood, and that stuck.
It's weird. It's pretty weird for us golfers because we're not used to it. So I couldn't really understand at the beginning what they were chanting about, and then Tommy sort of explained it to me, and I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense.
Fran's Molinari, I'm Fleetwood, so I put them together and it was Mollywood. We actually didn't know. I think somebody told us that everybody's calling you Mollywood, and we found it quite funny when we'd walked off the course on Friday.
Everything we did was genuine, and we really like each other, and we were really having a great time out there. So all the hugging and kissing was just genuine love and admiration for each other.
Anytime you become a name, the two of you become one name, you share something pretty special. The Ryder Cup brings people together like nothing else within the team room.
The time has come, Zach, so if you're ready, can you please tell the world who will be joining these 6 qualifiers?
I just got chills set. Yeah, yes, I can, Julius. Our 6 gentlemen that will be joining our qualifiers are Mr. Sam Burns, Mr. Ricky Fowler, Mr. Brooks Koepka, Mr. Colin Morikawa, Mr. Jordan Spieth, and Mr. Justin Thomas. I feel like we constructed the team that is best for this year, for 2023. And that's just it. I mean, we have 12 guys that want to be around each other. We have 12 guys that model well for Marco Simone. We have 12 guys that are eager to get over there and bring the cup home. To say I'm excited about these gents would be an understatement. They check all the boxes. Fierce competitors, great versatility, great flexibility when it comes to pairings, when it comes to the fit for Marco Simone, a great fit for each other, which is massive. I feel great that we have the cup right now. We are going to try to bring that thing back home. What took place in 21 was special, motivating, inspiring, overall amazing.
But the fight is over, and it is a record-breaking victory for the USA.
Whistling Straits was a demolition of the European side by the United States.
I'm really proud to present you and the United States team the Ryder Cup.
The Americans played really well that week. And some of our bigger players didn't play their best golf.
I love being a part of this team. I love my teammates so much. And I should have done more for them this week. But, I just can't wait to get another shot at this.
I felt that week I didn't get the best out of myself, not just for myself, but for my team. And I felt like I let a lot of people down.
You go there as a team and you win or lose as a team, and we won. So that's what stands out, the fact that these guys at Whistling Straits were able to go there and win the cup as a team.
Whistling Straits was a frustrating week for us. We got beaten as badly as we've ever been beaten, and we're still hurting from that, but we'll use that to our advantage.
There's a lot of things you can get from disappointments, and I think the whole European Ryder Cup team is going to carry that disappointment of Whistling Straits into Rome, and we're going to be better because of it.
Please, everyone, a warm welcome for Luke Donald.
A lot of these picks came down to the last few tournaments, so intently watching the golf yesterday afternoon and just been preparing for this day now.
So without further ado, Luke, please deliver us your first captain's pick.
This will be his third Ryder Cup in Italy. He was part of the famous Mollywood partnership in Paris. My first pick is Tommy Fleetwood.
Let's move straight into our second pick though.
He'll be the second Austrian only to play in the matches. My second pick is Sepp Straka.
There's always going to be rookies, there's always going to be those players that are coming through the ranks that are hungry to be a part of a Ryder Cup. For a rookie, it's a new experience and one they need to embrace and enjoy that challenge.
My third pick is Justin Rose, making his second appearance. My fourth pick is Shane Lowry.
Well, I think we have a great collection ready to go to battle with some superstars that have already proved themselves at the highest level. We have guys that have played a lot of Ryder Cups and have that passion.
My fifth pick is Nicolai Højgaard. And final pick is Ludvig Aberg.
So I have 4 rookies on my team. In a couple of them, they're very young, 22, 23-year-old. These are superstars in the making. I just know they're going to have a wonderful week, a wonderful experience, and take it all in. That's what I'll be certainly talking to them about.
There you go, Luke. One of your big jobs is done now. The rest is up to you when you get to Rome. We wish you all the very best for when we get out there in the contest.
Cheers, Nick. Thank you.
My team will be ready. I'll have a plan for them. I think they're a great group of guys. We obviously have home advantage over the Americans, so I'll be painting a very clear picture why they have a great opportunity to win back the cup. It's nice to get this culmination. I know it's going to be the best week of my life.
The crest on your chest, that's what I love about it. It inspires me to be the best version of myself. It inspires me to bring out all of the tools that I've learned through the years.
Being in the European team room and the locker room is the best place you can be in golf. I've absolutely loved it.
It is by far the most exhilarating sensation that I've ever felt in my life.
Love to have done it again, but I can live with my one. I think such a good memory. Let's not be greedy.
It's magnificent. I mean, it's one of the best events there is, and I'll watch it to the day I die.
I think this Ryder Cup is going to be fascinating. I'd hate to say who are going to be the new legends, but new legends will be forged.
See you in Rome.